Hey squad, just picked up North Shore rack, holds 4 bikes, last one in stock. Luckily they're a fan of Mr. Hardtail, so they're able to help me out. Pretty stoked. Gonna put her together. I'll show you guys how that's done, then give you a quick overview and review of what I think of these racks. They're pretty simple and they get the job done. From what I can remember, all you need should be just a basic socket set and maybe an adjustable wrench. So let's get at her.
You have my heart, we'll never be words apart. Maybe in magazines, but you'll still be my star, baby. Cause in the dark, you can't see shiny cars, and that's when you need me there. With you I'll always share. Because when the sun shines, we shine together. Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. Took an oath that I'm stick it out till the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, ella, eh, eh, eh. Under my umbrella. Ella, ella, eh, eh, eh. Under my umbrella. Ella, ella, eh, eh, eh. Under my umbrella. Ella, ella, eh, 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 eh. These fancy things will never come in between. You're part of my entity, here for infinity. When the war has took its part, when the world has dealt its cards, if the hand is hard, together we'll mend the heart. Because when the sun shines, we shine together. Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. Took an oath that I'm stick it out till the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, ella, eh. Under my umbrella. Ella, ella, ooh, you can stand.
Alright squad, so far installed very good. I think something important to stress if you're going to take on a task like this is just the small details. It's very easy to bang something like this together and to be done and over with, because I know you want to go ride. But the difference between getting it done and getting it done very good are just there's little things that you can do. So like for instance, a big one will be applying grease in all the small pivot areas. In the end, this is going to make it just a much quieter rack, and it's going to, you know, have better longevity in terms of you're not going to have to rip it apart and clean it because, you know, it's making all kinds of racket. So if you just take the time to ride the first time, you should have no issues at all. So let's continue. Okay squad, one of the cool features of the North Shore rack is you get the 2-piece. You're able to, when you're not using it, stow it up in the full upright position, which it's in right now. And you can take out this pin bad boy down. Pop the pin back in. And good visibility out your back window, and it's a little bit more compact. For this thing, we're going to keep it up, and we're going to get to the rope. Squad. So you're going to get in 3 pieces of rope to finish this build off. North Shore Rack has been kind enough to already thread in 1 rope the way you should do it. So they give you a very nice template to go by. So the last 3, you're just copying what's going on here. So you can see it has a double knot here at the top above the hole. That keeps the rope in here. Now remember, it's about 12 inches from that knot up there. Down here, you want to put an extra 3 knots, maybe ½ an inch apart, each one. Or sorry, 4 knots. And then at the very end of that, I like to do a figure 8 knot. I think that might be what he has there. A figure 8, and this is going to be your handle. So when you are done and you wrap it around or whatever, and you do wrap it around or whatever, you can lock in the bike or whatnot and be good to go. So let's go ahead and do those right now, and I'll show you how easy it really is. Guys, if you didn't know what a figure 8 is, here I'll even show you a figure 8 close. So if you're unaware what a figure 8 knot looks like, you're going to take your rope right here, bend it in half, you're going to grab it, go underneath, just like so, bring it around. So a lot of people would just go here. That's not a figure 8, okay? What you want to do is come here, go all the way around, come back through the middle, and you can see it makes yourself a nice figure 8. So remember, one more time, straight rope, you're going to fold it, you're going to go behind, but you're going to wrap it all the way around and then back through the hole. You should see a nice figure 8 right there. So we're going to go and cinch that nicely tight, leave maybe just a little bit of play on the end. This seems a little hack, but I like to grab my teeth. And there you go. You have a nice figure 8 knot. Good to go. If you're like a real keener, you could probably even double that up. But I'm not too worried about that. We're going to go ahead and thread that through.
Okay, coming down to knots, you can see here, you're gonna measure about 12 inches, but the sweet part is, like I said, they give you a nice template to go by, so you're just gonna match this up with this. So I'm gonna look here, bring them down, boom, I'm gonna say about here, it's 12 inches. So right there, good. I'm gonna take my first one, you're just gonna do your standard knot. So, just like you'd tie a normal knot, or a hitch knot, or whatever. Once again, just kind of go off that. I like that. I might bring it in just a little bit more. Looks good to me. I'm gonna pull it tight. That's one. Now we're gonna wait. We're gonna tie another one. Outside the door. I want them nice and tight, preferably maybe ½ an inch or so. Boom. There's my second one. Boom, there's my third one. Boom, there's my fourth one. The sweet part is, if you feel you need to go smaller or bigger, you can just add knots. It's no big deal. At the end, we're going to do another hitch knot, or another figure eight. Over here, bend over, all the way around, back to the middle. Nice figure eight. Should look like a pretzel. Tight. This is your handle. I like to use my teeth. Boom. Number 2 is done. And then just continue on for the last 2 and you're good to go. We're basically done now. So what I like to do on mine is I'll just add a second knot on the end here, and a second end knot on the end here, just a little bit of extra security. It's not necessary, it's just something I like to do. So when you're not using these things, some people let them drag. I don't know, it's stupid in my eyes, like why wreck the rope? So what I do is I just wrap them around like so, usually, whatever way, and then come up. You can just tie a hitch around and you're good to go. A cool part about this setup with the rope is, say you did break one of these or they've worn out or whatnot, it's easy. You can go to any store that sells like climbing rope or whatever, get yourself some rope and you're good to go. So let's load a bike up on this bad boy and okay, so we have her in the folded down position as if you were just driving around. Now let's go load a bike and show you how this would be done. Okay, squad. So now we have the rack installed on my RAV4 with a 2-inch hitch. This is how it is stowed away. So to get this thing ready, what I'm going to do is undo the one pin, pull it out, flip up the upper portion of the rack, put the pin back in, cotter pin back in, stowed away position. In my case, for the RAV4, I'm going to pull out the bottom pin. I'm going to set this in the farthest back setting, like so. Put the cotter pin back in. And undo, we'll say this string right here. Boom. Now important with this rack is, they always say to load it from the right side. So that would be passenger side and move over to the driver's side. How you're going to do this, the easiest way to do this is to grab the lower part of your fork, the lowers, right here, boom, grab behind your seat, boom, like this, load from the right side. You're going to come over top of the rack, and you're going to set the crown right in the fitting, just like so. So now it'll just hang there. So once you have it in there, you can come out around the back of the bike. You're gonna grab the knot. You can see I've added a couple extra knots in here. You can add as many knots as you want. You're gonna go around the tire, over top of the rack. You're gonna pull it tight around the knot. The bike is now going nowhere.
So something that's kind of cool as well in terms of racks is I'm in underground parking, and rack height is an issue. I can't even fit a cargo box on my RAV4. I have a 2015 RAV4. I have the North Shore rack. I actually even have a 2-inch lift in the rear on this RAV4. And with the North Shore rack in on the farthest in position on the hitch and the farthest back position on the rack, I'm under 7 feet. So our max clearance here is, I think, 7 feet or just under 7 feet. And I can drive out of our underground parking no problem. And I have a size large bike, 27.5 plus. And I probably still have 3-4 inches to spare on our underground parking clearance. So just something to think about, because I know a lot of people are wondering with these hanging bike racks if they're gonna be good for places that have low ceiling clearance. So in this case, it's gonna work out just fine. So yeah, that's my overview of the rack. In terms of review of the rack, you know, they're good. Like, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They're not the best, but they're not bad. And what I mean by that is, you know, I still am a big believer in the tray style bike racks, but when you get 4 bikes, a 4-bike tray style is just gross. If you got 2 bikes, tray's the way to go. If you're gonna be doing 4 bikes, hanging's the way to go. I think the only bad things I've ever seen from these racks are some people complain about the stanchions, or not the stanchions, the crown getting rubbed. I've never had that issue. Maybe on your fork a little bit, but if you really want, you can just shove a rag in here and then put your bike in. The only other issue I've seen, and I've kind of been part of myself, is somebody didn't put the rope tight enough on the back wheel, so they just kind of made it snug. They didn't really pull it back and put a proper knot in there. And I've seen this come loose on some like crazy logging roads, and this actually pop off, and the bike sadly fell off the rack. But I feel like that was more user error than the actual rack itself, but it's something to keep in mind. Lastly, the other thing that kind of bugs me about this rack, but probably won't bug a lot of people, and I came up with a fix, is when you're driving down the highway, you get this. All the tires spinning like uncontrollably the entire way down. I don't think it's gonna wreck your bearings. I just find it to be annoying. So all I do is I just grab a bungee strap or a small strap. I put it between a spoke and the fork. Boom, no spinning wheel. So you're good to go, baby. So yeah, that's it with these racks. They're pretty good, they're simple. They weigh like 60-something pounds. As you saw, they're really easy to put together and even easier to install. So I didn't see too much footage about these racks except the originals, which are from way back in the day. So hopefully that helps you guys if you're looking into a rack. This year is crazy. Racks are incredibly hard to come by, but if you can get your hands on one of these, awesome. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video, baby!